Okay, why are you not as fast as everybody else? Let's be honest. Some of you aren't stuck because of your schedule, your budget, your access to gear. You're stuck because you've made complaining your identity. I got this comment this week. I used to be able to do a 15-mile long run. Now I can barely run 8 miles in this heat. No, I can't run early because I work nights and don't have access to a treadmill. Any other suggestions? I can't afford gels either. Same person. How do you get faster at marathon pace if you don't like to do speed work? Now, I'm gonna speak to you like I would do a brother or a best friend and remove all the swearing. Stop complaining and finding every possible excuse you can why you cannot make it happen. The sooner you take full accountability for everything that happens in your life, the easier life becomes. There's thousands of books about the power of positive energy and how that is attractive for people, and people will want to be around that, help you, whether it's your running, your work, any aspect of your life. Right now, it's the heat, it's your work, it's the gels, anything else apart from owning it and saying, I didn't get it done because I didn't get it done. And that is tedious to listen to and tedious to be around because nobody wants to be around that negative energy. How about all the energy you're putting into these complaints you put into trying to get better as a runner, trying to get faster as a runner? Literally, it is, if you think you can, you will. And if you think you can't, you won't. We know that to be true. But at the very least, what it will do for you, it will put you in a positive frame of mind attacking every day. You're asking, how do you improve your marathon pace, but you don't want to do speed work? You don't like doing speed work. That's a bit like me saying, how do I earn more money, but I don't like working? It's absolutely nonsensical and the wrong path to be on. And it's not just you. I see this a lot over social media. People complaining about their situation without doing something about it. People complain that they're too fat or they're not in shape, but they're not willing to do the work. People complain that they're struggling in life to pay the bills, but they're working 35 hours a week. It's absolutely crazy. I want to say it's a generational issue, but I don't think it is. And when I look at it, I've come to understand that everybody's starting point is different. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough to go to a school where it was all about football. It was all about cricket in the summer. It was all about track and field in the summer and then cross country in the winter. But whatever sport was on, we would throw ourselves at it. Not just me, but everybody around me. And that was the tone. That was the tone set for the school. That teaches you a lot from a very early age. But the most important thing, or one of the most important things it teaches you, is that it's nothing to do with talent and everything to do with work ethic. And your attitude is absolutely paramount. Look at any workplace. People don't want to work with somebody who's miserable and complaining. They want to work with happy, agreeable people. In today's workplace, you can literally be agreeable and have zero talent, zero competence, but be agreeable and go far. That's because the bar is so low right now. And I've seen it from both sides of the fence. As an athletics coach for a school, but also as an athlete, as a sports person, it is very rarely the talented kid that makes it, especially in running. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about running and getting better at something that is hard, that takes commitment. If you're a kid at school and winning races comes naturally for you, you're just the best. You don't really need to put any effort into training. It just comes. It gets to a certain point, 13 or 14 years, and then you realize that all along you were just a big fish in a small pond. And when it gets real, then you have your first failures, and guess what? You drop out because you've not got the mentality, you've not built that work ethic, that discipline, the attitude to persevere. That's exactly what we're doing as marathon runners. I say it all the time, it's absolutely everything to do with anything else apart from running. It's nothing to do with running. It's about getting up early in the morning and setting the tone for the rest of the day by doing stuff that you know is hard, but you do it anyway because that's who you are as a character. You can't afford gels. Nobody cares, and it's not interesting to listen to. If you can't afford gels, then as I've said to you before, focus on the 5K, shorter distances where gels are not important. I speak to marathon runners all the time, and they'll happily fly across the world, book into a hotel, pay for the flights, run an exotic marathon, but they won't spend the extra money on gels. It blows my mind. They don't set themselves up for success, but each to their own. If you're constantly looking for a reason why it doesn't work for you, you're not going to surround yourself with good people. You're not going to surround yourself with positive people that will lift you up and help you along that journey. If you focus on what you can do and moving forward, so much easier to be on the right path with the right people. Everything in life gets so much easier. Your work, your business, your relationships, children, everything gets more easier when you embrace marathon training and distance running training for what it is. And that is, as I said before, getting up in the morning and doing something hard and setting the tone. You become somebody who can project manage a training schedule and get a result at the end. It doesn't matter whether you win or learn, but you're going to move forward. Amongst my mates, we'd just say, stop acting like a teenage girl and man up and start being accountable, responsible for your actions, and move forward to the place that you want to get to. And that might not be the right thing to say these days, but it's exactly what some people need to hear.